Hello students, in the previous lecture or in the previous classes we have discussed about the equilibrium law and equilibrium of constants, right? Okay, that is for homogeneous systems as well as for the heterogeneous systems. Okay, and now we can see that the applications of the equilibrium constants. Okay, the applications of equilibrium constant. Okay, so why we have to read that equilibrium constant and what is the important is that generally it has some application, so that we learn the equilibrium constant concepts. Okay, so with equilibrium constant what we can do and what are the applications are that the first application is that the predicting of extent of a reaction. Okay, so that means predicting, you can predict that how much extent that equilibrium reaction is going on. Okay, that means whether, just for example I am telling, whether it is the equilibrium is attaining at 20% of the completion of the reaction, or else the 50%, or else some 80%. Okay, you cannot get that exact information, but you can predict how much extent the reaction has been processed. Okay, so first we can see that then how we can predict the extent of a reaction. Okay, so that's only depends on the numerical value of the equilibrium constant. Okay, you know that generally the equilibrium constant has some numerical values. Okay, so let us see what is that. So the numerical value of that equilibrium constant for a reaction indicates the extent of the reaction. Okay, that means simple that equilibrium constant value itself says that how much, with that equilibrium constant value you can predict how much extent the reaction is carried out. Okay, so but these equilibrium constant cannot give any information about the rate at which the equilibrium is reached. Okay, so that means it gives an idea that how much extent a reaction is carried out, but it cannot give any idea about that with how much time, how much rate. That means whether it is carried out in a very fast or in a slow motion. Okay, adi fast ga jariginda slow ga jariginda anedi we cannot predict with the equilibrium constant. Okay, we can only predict the extent of a reaction. Okay, so how is that? You know that, just simply you know that the Kc or Kp, you know that these are the equilibrium constant. Okay, this equilibrium constant in terms of the molar concentration, and this is in terms of the partial pressures. Okay, you know that Kc or Kp, that is directly proportional to the products. Okay, how it is? Very simple. If you assume that the A in equilibrium with the B, you assume it is a equilibrium reaction, and for that what is the Kc? The Kc is nothing but the concentration of the B divided by the concentration of the A. That means whatever the concentrations of the products divided by the concentrations of the reactants. Okay, concentrations of reactants, so that you can say easily direct the Kc or Kp is directly proportional to the, obviously, the concentrations of the products, and also you know that it is inversely proportional to the concentrations of the reactants, right? The Kc value is directly proportional to the products and it is inversely proportional to the reactant. Okay, why I am telling these is that very simple. If the Kc value is high, you assume that if the Kc value is high, that means you can say that the product concentration is also high. Okay, so when the Kc value will be high, generally the Kc value will be high when the product concentrations are high. Okay, because it is directly proportional, the relation is directly proportional. Okay, So let us go back to our notes. You see here, so the Kc or Kp is directly proportional to the product concentration, and it is inversely proportional to the reactants concentrations. Okay, so this implies that means it states that a high value of K is suggestive of high concentrations of the product. Okay, that means just now I told you the high value of Kc is nothing but it indicates indirectly there are some high concentrations of products in the reactions okay, right. So that means you assume if the Kc value is high, that means the product concentrations are high. That means already the A concentration which is less and the concentration of B is high. That means indirectly what it is saying, this is mostly the total almost A is completed and to the B, the total A is converted to the B. Okay, so A అనేది తక్కువ ఉంది, B అనేది ఎక్కువ ఉంది అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి? In these reactions most of the A is converted to the B. That means it is more than 50%. The extent, how much extent the reaction is carried out, it is more than 50%, more than 50%. Okay, if suppose Kc value is low, if suppose the Kc value is low, that means the product concentrations also low. So that means indirectly you can say that the reactant concentrations are high. Okay, because it is inversely proportional. So reactant concentrations, if suppose A is high in the equilibrium, the B is low. Okay, indirectly what it is saying, if the reactants are high means obviously the products are less. Okay, so that means not all the A converted to the B, only some part of the A converted to the B. That means maybe a 20% or some 30%. I am not saying exactly, but you assume that it is not that. Okay, less amount of the A is converted to the B. Okay, so with this you can say that okay, the reaction is not that much completed. Okay, 50%, half kuda avvaledani meaning annamata. Okay, so that here you can say that the extent of this reaction is depending upon the Kc or Kp value. Okay, if the Kp or Kc is high, the product concentrations are high, so that most of the A you assume is converted to the B. Okay, if the Kc value is low, then the product concentration is low, then reactant concentrations are high. So you can assume that with this. Okay, so here the A concentrations are high in the equilibrium, B concentrations are less, so you can assume that mana em cheppochu, so most of the A, that very little amount of the A is converted to the B, little. Okay, right. So here there are some values, right? The first case, if Kc value is greater than 10 to the power of 3, so 10 to the power of 3 is obviously it is a high value. Okay, so if the Kc value is greater than 10 to the power of 3, then obviously the products are predominant over reactants. You know that because it is directly proportional to the products. Okay, so then you can say the reaction proceeds nearly to complete, nearly to the completion. Okay, because products are very high, so that most of the reactants are converted to the products in the reaction. Okay, so let us see here some examples. One, that hydrogen on reaction with the oxygen gives the water at 500 kelvins, and the equilibrium constant for this is 2.4 into 10 to the power of 47. So that means it is very high, the value is very high. So you can say that here the equilibrium is attained at nearly completion of the reaction. So maximum ikkada em untundi ee reaction lopata water e untundi annamata. Very less concentrations of the hydrogen and oxygen will be there at the equilibrium. Equilibrium దగ్గర చాలా తక్కువ హైడ్రోజన్ ఆక్సిజన్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎందుకంటే Kc వాల్యూ ఎంత ఉంది చూడండి, it is around 10 to the power of 47, so that it is almost the product concentration, right? It is there is a very less amount of the hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, let us see some other example. And for this hydrogen chlorine reaction, the Kc value is 4 into 10 to the power of 31. Again it is okay. And one more reaction, hydrogen on reaction with the bromine, and the Kc value is 10 to the power of 18. Okay, so with this Kc value you can say that if the Kc value is greater than 10 to the power of 3, you can say that here the most of the reaction is carried out and it is almost at the completion stage. Okay, complete అయ్యే stage లో అది ఈక్విలిబ్రియం ఫామ్ అయిందని చెప్పొచ్చు అన్నమాట. Okay, let us go for the second case. What is the second case? The second case is that if suppose the Kc value is less than 10 to the power of minus 3, then you can say that here the reactants are predominant over the products. Okay, then the reaction proceeds rarely. Okay, because reactants here very high, the reactants are not converting to the products here. Okay, mostly the reaction is taking place at the reaction is not reaction complete అవ్వట్లేదు, అవునా కదా. So the equilibrium is attaining at the starting stage only. Okay, you see the reactants are here only and the product, sorry, here are the reactant and here is the products. Okay, so let us see the example. Same example, the water molecule equilibrium with the hydrogen with the oxygen at 500 kelvins. For this the value is obviously 4.1 into 10 to the power of minus 48. Okay, this value is very small, so that you can say that maximum it attains, you can see the maximum amount of the reactants in the equilibrium at the equilibrium. Okay, so that means you can say that here this reaction rarely proceeds. అసలు ఈ రియాక్షన్ చాలా తక్కువగా కంప్లీషన్ అవ్వడానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో ఈక్విలిబ్రియం ఎక్కడ ఏర్పడింది? ఎట్ ద ఎర్లీ స్టేజ్, somewhere at the 1% or 2% only. Okay, and one more example, nitrogen on reaction with the oxygen give the 2 moles of nitric oxide. Okay, and at 298 kelvins and the value is 10 to the power of minus 31. Okay, with this you can say that here is also the reactants are very high rather than the products. Okay, so my reactants ekkunte em cheptam, majorly the reaction, the equilibrium attains at that early stage. Early, that means where at the 1 to 2% or below 10% of the reactions. Okay, now come to the third scenario, that where the Kc value is in the range of 10 to the power of minus 3 to 10 to the power of 3. So in this case you can say that the appreciable concentrations of both reactants and products are present. Okay, so మరి ఇక్కడ ఏంటి అంటే reactants ఉంటాయి, products ఉంటాయి, reactants ఉంటాయి, products కూడా ఉంటాయి. So that means where maybe in the range of 30 to 70% or 40 to 60%. Okay, so the example is that hydrogen on reaction with the iodine, it gives the hydrogen iodide at 700 kelvins, the Kc value is 57. Okay, so you can say that here the reaction proceeds but not to complete or not in the earlier stage, somewhere in the middle it develops the equilibrium. Okay, somewhere in the middle it develops the equilibrium. Okay, so let you see the one more example very similar to that. Okay, so this is the one example with the equilibrium constant. You can predict the extent of the reaction, very simple. If it is above to the 10 to the power of 3, then you can say that the reaction is almost at the completion stage. Okay, if that equilibrium constant is less than the 10 to the power of minus 3, then you can say that it is rare to complete. And if it is in between 10 to the power of minus 3 to 10 to the power of 3, you can say that appropriate. Reactants ఉంటాయి, అక్కడ products కూడా ఉంటాయి, maybe in between, in the middle range of the reaction. Okay, next second application, that is predicting the direction of the reaction. Earlier we predicted the extent, how much extent a reaction completed. Now we can see that predicting the direction of a reaction. Okay, so how you can predict the direction of the reaction is that for this you need to calculate the one more coefficient, that is nothing but a reaction coefficient, that is nothing but a Q. Okay, so what is this Q? Q is nothing but a reaction coefficient, and if you measure it in terms of the molar concentration, it is a QC. If you measure in terms of the pressure, partial pressures, it is nothing but the QP. Very similar to the equilibrium constant, Kp and Kc. Okay, and here is also same thing. The Q you can measure very similar, how you will measure the QC is that it is very similar to the equilibrium constant. What is that equilibrium constant? For this reaction, A moles of A reaction with the B moles of B in equilibrium with the C moles of C plus D moles of D. And generally the equilibrium constant Kc is equal to obviously the concentrations of the product divided by the concentrations of the reactant. Okay. Similarly, here is also you can calculate the QC. But what is the difference between the QC and Kc? Is that very simple. Kc lo em తీసుకుంటాం మనం when in the calculation of the Kc, these concentrations are mostly at the equilibrium. అవునా కదా? Kc దగ్గర ఏం చేయాలి? We need to take the concentrations at that equilibrium. But in case of QC, you can take at any point of time. You can take any point of time. Okay, you no need to see that exactly at the equilibrium. Equilibrium దగ్గరనే తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు అన్నమాట. You can take at any point of time. Okay, so the Q is defined in the same way as the equilibrium constant Kc, except that the concentrations in the QC are not necessarily equilibrium values. Equilibrium values ఏ తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. When you calculate the Kc, you need to take these values as a equilibrium, at the equilibrium. ఇక్కడ equilibrium దగ్గరనే తీసుకోవాలి when you calculate the Kc. కానీ QCకి మీరు ఏ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ టైంలోనైనా సరే తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఈక్విలిబ్రియం అటైన్ అవ్వక ముందు తీసుకోవచ్చు, ఈక్విలిబ్రియం అటైన్ తర్వాత తీసుకోవచ్చు, ఎక్కడైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో నౌ the conditions after calculating the QC. When you compare, if the QC value is greater than Kc, if the QC value is greater than Kc, then you can say that now the reaction will proceed in the direction of reactants. Okay, when after calculating the QC, when you see that QC value is more than that Kc, అప్పుడు మీకు ఏమవుతుంది అని అంటే the reaction goes in a backward. So that means a reverse reaction. If suppose QC is less than the Kc, so then you can say that the reaction will proceed in the direction of products. That means product reaction. So QC తక్కువ ఉండి Kc ఎక్కువ ఉంటే ఏంటి, అది ఫార్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్లో వెళ్తుంది అని చెప్పవచ్చు అన్నమాట. బికాస్ హియర్ వాట్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్, వీఆర్ ప్రిడిక్టింగ్ ద డైరెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద reaction. Okay, so if the QC value is greater than Kc, you can say that the reaction proceed in the backward, reverse reaction. If the QC is less than Kc, so now you can say that it is the forward reaction takes place. If suppose QC is equal to Kc, obviously the reaction mixture is at equilibrium. It is at equilibrium. Okay, so you can see here in the pictorially, QC it is less than that Kc, so that the reaction proceed from left to right. Okay, that means it is nothing but a forward reaction. And now come to here QC is greater than Kc, so that here the product converted to the reactant. That means from left to right to left, the direction I am telling, the right to left, so that it is a backward reaction. It is a backward reaction. And when the QC is equal to Kc, then already the reactants and products are at equilibrium. Okay, so like this you can predict the direction of the reaction. For that, what you have to do, first you have to find out the QC, then you have to compare that QC with the Kc values. Okay, if the QC is greater than Kc and it takes place the backward reaction, if the QC is less than Kc and it takes the forward reaction, if the QC is equal to Kc, you can see that already that reaction is at the equilibrium. Okay, so let us see one example here. For a reaction, hydrogen on reaction with the iodine gives the 2 moles of hydrogen iodide, where the Kc value is 57 at 700 kelvins. Okay, so then the molar concentration at some arbitrary time. So here he is telling arbitrary time, not at the equilibrium. The concentrations are like this: 0.1 molar and 0.2 molar. For the hydrogen iodide it is 0.4 molar. Okay, so now what you have to do, in which direction the reaction will be proceed. Okay, so first you need to find out the QC value. So the QC is nothing but the concentration of the product divided by the concentrations of the reactant. Okay, so concentration of the product to the power of 2, because stoichiometric coefficient is 2, divided by the concentrations of the reactants. Okay, so that is 0.4 to the power of 2 divided by 0.1 into 0.2, it is nothing but 8. Okay, so the QC value is 8, and whatever the KC, the KC value is 57. The KC value is 57. Okay, so you can say that the QC value is less than the KC. The QC value is less than KC, so that here it takes place the forward direction. The reaction takes place from reactants to product. Reactants to product. Okay, so that means here it takes place the forward direction. The reaction takes place in the forward direction. Okay, like this also you can predict the direction of the reaction. Okay, and there is a one more third application, and the third and last application, that is you can measure, you can calculate the equilibrium concentrations. That means the concentrations at the equilibrium. Once if you know the equilibrium constant, if you know the equilibrium constant, you can also calculate the equilibrium concentrations. Equilibrium concentrations. Okay, so for that, one important thing along with the equilibrium constant, some more information also you required. What is that? That is the initial concentrations. Okay, అంటే ఏంటి అంటే మీకు ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్స్టెంట్ తెలుసు అనుకోండి. ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్స్టెంట్ దేంతో క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం, ఎలా మెజర్ చేస్తాం? జనరలీ బై అప్లయింగ్ ద ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్స్. ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్స్ మెజర్ చేసే వాటిని, సో వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్? ఫర్ ద A on equilibrium with the B, so how we will measure the equilibrium constant? By applying the equilibrium concentrations of the product divided by the equilibrium concentrations at the of a reactants. Okay, but once if you know this, you can also find out the concentrations at equilibrium back అన్నమాట. ఇందాక ఎలా చేసాం, మీకు ఇవి తెలిస్తే ఇవి ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారు. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి, ఇది మీకు తెలుసు కేసీ, అండ్ now you are finding the equilibrium concentrations. Okay, మరి దీనికి ఏం చేయాలి అని అంటే, నాట్ ఓన్లీ విత్ ద సింపుల్ కేసీ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్స్టెంట్ తోటి మీరు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయలేరు. అలాంగ్ విత్ ద ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్స్టెంట్ యూ ఆల్సో రిక్వైర్ ద ఇనిషియల్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్స్. Initial concentration, that means with the what amount of concentrations you are starting the reaction. ఓకే, మనం రియాక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఎంత కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ తీసుకుంటామో మనకైతే తెలుస్తుంది కదా, obviously, because we are only going to start the reactions. Okay, so obviously we know the initial concentrations. Okay, so once if you know the initial concentrations and equilibrium constant, you can calculate the concentrations at the equilibrium. Concentrations at the equilibrium. Okay, so how we can calculate that is that very simple. We can see by seeing directly a problem. Okay, we can solve a problem. With this you can understand how can we calculate the equilibrium concentrations. Once if you know the equilibrium constant and initial concentrations Okay, so what is the problem is that, look at the problem 7.4, where the value of the Kc is, equilibrium constant is 4.24 at 800 kelvins for this reaction. So what is the reaction? The carbon monoxide gas is reacting with the water, H2O gas, and it is in equilibrium with the carbon dioxide gas and hydrogen gas, 1 mole of hydrogen gas. Okay, so here for this reaction calculate the equilibrium concentrations of carbon dioxide, hydrogen, carbon monoxide and water at 800 kelvins. If only carbon monoxide and water are present initially at concentrations of 0.1 molar each, ఓకే, ఇఫ్ ఓన్లీ మనకి ఇనిషియల్గా ఏమున్నాయో అతను చెప్పిన దాని ప్రకారం ఇనిషియల్లీ ఓన్లీ CO అండ్ H2O ఆర్ దేర్ అండ్ విత్ ద కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ 0.1 మోలార్ ఈచ్ అంటే ప్రతిదీ కూడా 0.1 మోలార్ ఉంది అని అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో నౌ హౌ కెన్ యూ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్? మనకి ఇక్కడ 2 వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి. వన్ ఈజ్ ద ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కాన్స్టాంట్ అండ్ అనదర్ వన్ ఈజ్ ద ఇనిషియల్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్స్. బికాస్ ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చాడు కదా CO అండ్ H2O ఇనిషియల్లీ ఎంత తీసుకున్నారు, 0.1 మోల్ ఈచ్. ఓకే, సో నౌ వాట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఇస్ దట్ the first step. What is the first step? In the first step you have to write a balanced chemical equation for that reaction. Okay, balance, you have to balance whether the reaction is balanced or not, you have to see. Okay, so you see here whether is it balanced. So one carbon and how many, 2 oxygens and 2 hydrogens and 2 hydrogens. So obviously you can say that it is a balanced chemical reaction. Okay, and after writing the balanced chemical reaction, what you have to do? Second step, under balanced equation make a table that list for each substance involved in the reaction. So first what you have to do, after balancing the reaction you have to make a table, and in that the first step you have to write the initial concentrations. Okay, you see here in the step 2 initial concentrations, that is for the CO it is 0.1 molar ikkada ichadu kada manaki, and for the water also 0.1 molar. And whatever the carbon dioxide and water carbon dioxide and hydrogen initial ga reaction anedi start avvaledu, so that obviously the product concentration will be 0. Okay, and that is the in the step 2 first A. Now B, what is the B? The change in concentration on going to equilibrium. Let us, it is in the X. Okay, so that means you assume let first ఏమైంది, ఒక రియాక్షన్ తీసుకున్నారు మీరు, ఆ రియాక్షన్ ఇనిషియల్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్స్ ఇలా ఉన్నాయి. And what will happen then after that, you start the reaction, and when you start the reaction it will start and it will attain to the equilibrium after some time. అవునా కదా? సో ఒక కొద్దిసేపటి తర్వాత అది ఈక్విలిబ్రియం అటైన్ అయింది అని అనుకుందాం. అప్పుడు డ్యూరింగ్ దట్ టైమ్ హౌ మచ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద కార్బన్ మోనోఆక్సైడ్ అండ్ వాటర్ ఆర్ కన్వర్టెడ్. మరి ఎంత కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ కన్వర్ట్ అయింది అని అంటే, లెట్ us assume x mole per liter of each of the product be formed or each of the reactant converted. మీరు ఏది ఎంత కన్వర్ట్ అయింది అనుకోవాలి, ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్గా కొంత ఉంది మీ దగ్గర, అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ టైమ్ అది ఒక ఈక్విలిబ్రియంని అటైన్ అయింది. సో ఆ టైం లోపల మరి ఎంత రియాక్టెంట్స్ కన్వర్ట్ అయ్యాయి అంటే యూ డోంట్ నో దట్, బట్ లెట్ యూ టేక్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎ ఎక్స్. ఓకే, సో మరి ఎక్స్ కన్వర్ట్ అయితే ఎట్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం ఎంత కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ మిగిలిపోతుంది ఇక్కడ? ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఎక్స్ కన్వర్ట్ అయితే you have to subtract from the 0.1. So the left is 0.1 minus 6. Okay, and here is also same thing. Initial ga 0.1 undi, enta convert ayindi anukuntunnam, you are let it x, so that 0.1 minus x. Okay, mari ikkada initial ga 0 undi, right? And after some time how much it is converting? X moles. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ x కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది, అవునా కదా? ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ 1 mole CO is converting to the 1 mole CO converting to the 1 mole CO2. సో దట్ మీన్స్ ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్ మోల్స్ సబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ అయితే ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్ మోల్స్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అన్నమాట. ఓకే, అండ్ హియర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో సేమ్ థింగ్, ఎక్స్ మోల్స్ H2O కన్జ్యూమ్ అయితే మనకి ఎక్స్ మోల్స్ ఆఫ్ హైడ్రోజన్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో దట్ మీన్స్ ఎట్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం దట్ ఈస్ the CO concentration is 0.1 minus x moles, and the water is at the 0.1 minus x moles, and the carbon dioxide is x moles, and hydrogen is also x moles. Okay, and now you know the concentrations at the equilibrium and substitute in the equilibrium constant. You know that equilibrium constant Kc is nothing but the product concentrations. You know that. What is the, how can you write? for this reaction, the Kc is equal the concentration of the CO2 to the power of 1 into molar concentration of the hydrogen to the power of 1 divided by the concentration of the CO to the power of 1 and the concentration of the H2O to the power of 1, because all are gases only. Okay, and now you know that this is the X CO2 is the X at equilibrium, and again hydrogen is also X at equilibrium, and whatever the CO is 0.1 minus X, and whatever the H2O again it is 0.1 minus X, so that you assume X square divided by 0.1 minus X whole square. Okay, but whatever the Kc, that there is a Kc value, that is 4.2. What is the Kc? Kc is 4.24. Okay, you take it as a 4.24. Okay, so now you convert this equation. X square is equal to 4.24 into 0.1 minus X whole square. Okay, so when you solve it, what you can get? You can get that like this: X square is equal to 4.24. You know the a minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab, and you are good at mathematics, I know that. And this X square is equal, finally you can get a value of 0.0424 plus 4.24 X square minus 0.848X, and you take this X square into the right side, so that you can get a equation like this. And how it is looking like? It is like a quadratic equation. It is a quadratic equation. Okay, and you know that how to solve the quadratic equations, and for that you know that you have to take the X is equal minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So like that you solve and find out the X value. Okay, so when you find that X value, so you can get two values right here, because there is a plus or minus. So once you take the minus, you can get the value here, and once if you take the plus, you can get the value of this much. Okay, but in these two, which one is the correct? Because this one is the correct, this is the wrong one, because here the value 0.194, you see that the value, it is already greater than greater than the initial concentration. ఇక్కడ ఎంతైతే ఉందో అంతే కన్వర్ట్ అవ్వాలి, ఇంతకన్నా ఎక్కువైతే కన్వర్ట్ అవ్వడానికి ఛాన్స్ లేదు కదా. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఎక్స్ ఎంత ఉంది ఇక్కడ? 0.194 ఉంది. దట్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మోర్ దాన్ 0.1, సో దట్ దెర్ ఈస్ నో ఛాన్స్ టు get that more, so that obviously the other answer, that is 0.067 is the right answer, and you take it as X. What is that X? The X is nothing but the concentrations of carbon dioxide and hydrogen at equilibrium, the equilibrium concentrations. Okay, avuna kada, ikkade kada X and X, and whatever the equilibrium concentrations of CO and H2O at equilibrium, 0.1 minus X, so that for CO and H2O it is 0.1 minus X, so that it is 0.033 molar. Okay, so like this you can measure or you can calculate the equilibrium concentrations at equilibrium. Okay, let us again, I am going back to first step. What you have to do, you have to write the balanced equation. Second step, you have to make a table, and in that first you have to write the initial concentrations, and then you have to assume let some X change is going to be happen. And at equilibrium concentration, what is that? The initial minus X. Okay, then substitute the equilibrium concentration into the equilibrium equation and solve the X. Okay, and once if you solve that X, calculate the equilibrium concentration from the calculated value of X. Okay, so like this you can calculate the equilibrium concentrations. Okay, and these are the three applications for the applications of equilibrium constants. Okay, and this is the lecture, and in the next lecture we are going to see the factors which are going to affect the equilibrium. Equilibrium constant is over. Now we are going to see that the factors which are going to affect the equilibrium. Okay.